Dear friends, last time we discussed the 10 Stoic secrets of success, how to apply Stoicism in the modern world. Today, we will look at the topic of the scariest relationship mistakes we all make. 5. Scary relationship mistakes. Relationships are a complex and exciting world full of joy, love, and passion. But unfortunately, we all make mistakes that can cause pain and destroy what is so dear to us. Let's talk about how to avoid the 5 worst relationship mistakes so that each of us can be closer to happiness and harmony. First, ignoring our partner's feelings. How often do we forget to listen to each other, hear and support the feelings that are important to our partner? This can lead to misunderstandings and broken relationships. For example, your partner may feel invisible if you are constantly busy with work and not paying attention to their needs. Stoicism is a philosophical teaching that encourages willpower, self-control, and indifference in the face of external circumstances. It forces us not to get attached to emotions and feelings, and to look at the world more objectively. This approach can also be useful in relationships with loved ones. We often forget about the importance of the emotional component in relationships. Ignoring your partner's feelings can lead to undesirable consequences. After all, it is important not only the physical presence in the life of a partner, but also the emotional support that we can provide to each other. Your partner may feel invisible in your life if you are constantly busy with work and not paying enough attention to his or her needs. Bias and emotional blindness are ingredients that can contribute to relationship breakdown. Stoicism suggests approaching this problem with intelligence and common sense. Instead of ignoring your partner's feelings, you should try to listen and understand them, and then show empathy and support. Work may be important, but don't forget about your family and loved ones. Supporters of Stoicism argue that it is the emotional attitude towards life and the events around us that is the basis for stability and prosperity. Ignoring or denying other people's feelings only destroys our relationships and makes us less sane and understanding. To prevent relationship breakdown, it is important to learn how to find a work-life balance. Being a Stoic does not mean completely denying the emotional component in relationships, but on the contrary, requires understanding and respect for the emotions and needs of other people. Thus, ignoring your partner's feelings can have negative consequences on the relationship. But applying the principles of Stoicism, such as understanding, empathy, and support, will help us develop more harmonious and sustainable relationships with our loved ones. Each of us can be a better partner to others if only we learn to listen, understand, and support each other. Second, lack of emotional support. When we forget to express our support, our partners can feel lonely and misunderstood. For example, your partner may be stressed at work and really needs your support, but you don't notice it because of your own worries. There come times in the lives of each of us when we need the support and understanding of others. Mutual empathy and emotional support are an integral part of our relationship. However, often we are busy with our own problems and worries, and forget that those around us also need our support. We Stoics are distinguished by our ability to control our emotions and maintain inner strength and resilience. However, our lack of emotional support can leave our partners feeling lonely and misunderstood. This is why it is important to remember the importance of expressing support and understanding in our relationships. Imagine the following situation. Your partner is experiencing severe stress at work. He faces difficulties, fatigue, and constant workload. Work has become a source of constant stress for him, and he needs your support to overcome these challenges. However, you are completely absorbed in your own worries and problems, and do not pay any attention to what is happening with your partner. You are focused only on your own affairs, and do not notice that your partner is looking to you for consolation and support. Representation of his feelings. A feeling of loneliness and misunderstanding begins to overwhelm your partner. He tries to cope with stress on his own, but it becomes increasingly difficult. He feels like you don't care about him or are at all interested in what he goes through at work. He experiences disappointment and bitterness, realizing that he cannot count on your support even in the most difficult moments. He begins to doubt your relationship and the importance he has to you as a partner. But, being a Stoic person, your partner does not expect excessive emotional reactions or expressions from you. He fully understands that each of us carries our own burdens. However, he expects at least small gestures of support and understanding from you. He expects you to express your interest in his problems and give him time and attention. He wants to hear words of encouragement from you that will lift his spirits and help him overcome difficulties. As a Stoic, you can take this as a challenge and a cornerstone of your Stoic behavior. You can make a gesture that shows your understanding and support to your partner, not convincingly, but sincerely. Sometimes one simple interrogative sentence or statement can have a big impact. Ask your partner how his day was, what the challenges were, and just listen to him. Show him that his problems are important to you. This will help your partner feel your support and care. It's important to understand that when we forget to express our support, we can significantly increase our partner's feelings of loneliness and misunderstanding. They may begin to doubt our relationship and look elsewhere for support. Therefore, as a Stoic, we must constantly work on our emotional support skills, be attentive to the needs and emotions of our partners, and always be ready to support them in difficult moments. Third, lack of communication. Sometimes we get overwhelmed with daily activities and forget to devote time to quality communication with our partner. Without communication, relationships can become routine. For example, you and your partner do not spend time together and do not exchange thoughts and emotions due to busyness and routine. Sometimes when I go deep into my thoughts and analyze the world around me, I realize that I am a Stoic myself. I often find inner strength in difficult situations, remain calm and think rationally, avoiding emotional breakdowns. This is one of the main features of Stoic philosophy, to be adept at managing our emotions and not letting them control us. However, like everyone, I have weaknesses. Sometimes I forget the importance of quality communication with my partner. Absorbed in daily activities and responsibilities, I forget to devote time and energy to talking, sharing thoughts and emotions. Even though it may seem unimportant and unnecessary, I understand that without these moments, our relationships risk becoming a boring routine. In partnership and love, it is often difficult to find a common language. In the process of building a career or caring for a family, we might quickly forget that the thread that connects us to our partner is communication. Talking about our interests, plans, dreams, and emotions are all wellsprings from which we draw emotional excitement, understanding, and even comfort. By overcoming difficulties and supporting each other, we create a solid foundation for stable and deep relationships. Let me set the scene for you. You and your partner, busy, have momentarily forgotten the importance of quality communication. The time you usually spend together, fully exchanging thoughts and emotions, has been replaced by everyday worries and indifferent routine. Your partner, seeing you lose interest in communication, may begin to feel neglected and insignificant. Over time, these emotions can lead to a deterioration in the relationship, losing its strength and significance. However, being a Stoic and aware of the irreversibility and limited time, I decided not to let this situation determine the future of our relationship. I realized that devoting time and energy to your partner is an integral part of a strong and lasting relationship. Starting today, I promise myself and my partner to make time for quality communication. Moreover, I set myself the task of actively listening, expressing my thoughts, emotions, and concerns, and being sincerely interested in what occupies and worries my partner. After all, it is in the process of our interaction that we strengthen our relationships and create the basis for further happiness and joint development. There will always be many difficulties throughout our lives, but thanks to communication and mutual understanding, we will be able to overcome all the obstacles that come our way. May our partnership become an oasis in the hustle and bustle of everyday life, where we can always find solace, support, and mutual love. Let's live in the moment, forgetting about everyday life and enjoying the priceless moments that we are given to be together. Fourth, breach of trust. Nothing destroys a relationship faster than a breach of trust. This can happen due to lying, cheating, or disregard for your partner's boundaries and feelings. For example, you hide important information from your partner or violate his personal space without permission. There are many values in this world that many of us try to adhere to, but perhaps one of the most important of them is trust. Yes, trust can be the strongest and most beautiful foundation in any relationship, be it family or romantic. It has emotional and moral significance, having an incredible impact on our lives. Nothing destroys existing connections faster and more painfully than a secret violation of trust. Opening the abysses, it testifies to the cruelty of their inhabitant, revealing darkness and betrayal to our eyes. Lies, betrayal, disregard for the boundaries and feelings of a partner. All these aspects diversify, and he, in his essence, turns promises into dust and insidiously dodges, like a snake in the grass. Fractura and disappointment are the bonds that form as a consequence of these trust distortions. As an example, let's take a situation where we are hiding some important fact or information from our partner. By not wanting to share, we build walls between us and him, creating a gap that only widens over time. In such moments, we disturb the foundation on which our relationship was built, exposing it to doubt and uncertainty. Secrets become dark stones that increase distance in communication, causing suspicion and a feeling of imperfection. The partner will feel that he is not accepted for who he is, and this will certainly add uncertainty and little pleasure to our relationship. Violation of trust also manifests itself in our attitude towards our partner's personal space. In other words, to the violation of the physical barrier, which is important for maintaining comfort and respect for each other. Let's say we decide to just enter our partner's room without asking permission, without respecting his personal intimacy and freedom. With such an indirect action, we not only make our partner feel violated and damaged, but also demonstrate our disrespect and lack of faith in his personal boundaries. All of these examples, whether lying, cheating, or neglect, reveal dissatisfaction in our attitudes and the lack of value we place on the relationship and our partner. We forget that trust is one of the strongest bonds that connects us with our loved one. It is the hatch through which every word and every action passes, opening us the path to harmony and understanding. Let the ever-smoldering light of trust shine on your hearts and tirelessly show you the direction. Your support in the world, your shelter from stormy swells. It is in trust that the strength of your relationship lies. Deep in the heart of every Stoic, there is a feeling that craves trust and fidelity from their partner, and in the effort to maintain this spiritual state, true connection, happiness, and well-being are born. Trust is that great fortress that we can build in our lives and maintain it forever. Fifth, lack of compromise. Each of us sometimes rests on our point of view and is not ready to compromise. This can lead to endless conflicts and disruption of harmony in relationships. For example, you refuse to meet your partner and insist on your position, which causes frustration and strife. Each of us, at a certain point in time, experiences a desire to stick to our point of view and refuse to compromise with others. This gets me thinking about how a lack of willingness to negotiate can lead to serious problems in interpersonal relationships. In a world where mutual understanding and cooperation are essential to maintaining harmony, uncompromising behavior can become a source of endless conflict and discord. Take, for example, a situation where my partner invites me to meet and discuss worldly issues on which we differ in our opinions. Instead of paying attention to the opportunity to find a common position and take into account each other's interests, I refuse to go to the meeting and insist on my conviction. Instead of discussing differences and finding compromise solutions, my behavior creates feelings of frustration and discord. This behavior is an example of my own obsession with my own mind and opinion. I adhere to the principle of Stoicism, which teaches us that control over our reactions and attitudes towards others is one of the main dimensions of self-education. However, a lack of willingness to compromise goes against these teachings and can cause serious damage to our interpersonal connections. In this way, Stoic teaching encourages me to think about the need for flexibility and openness in my relationships with others. Instead of remaining rigid in my position, I understand that it is important to listen to others and be willing to consider their arguments. Copying and implementing the principles of Stoicism into my daily life, even in such situations, helps maintain harmonious relationships and avoid unnecessary disagreements. Balance and harmony in my relationships with my partner, family, and friends are important to my well-being and self-development. Thus, despite my natural inclinations to be uncompromising, I strive to constantly develop, learn, and apply the principles of Stoicism in my daily life. Only in this case can I reliably maintain harmony in relationships that are significant for all of us. Today, we looked at the topic, the scariest relationship mistakes we all make. 5. Scary relationship mistakes. If you appreciate these teachings, please show your support by liking and subscribing to our channel. Remember, so as not to miss our next video, click on the bell so you will always be aware of our new videos and news. With respect to you, Stoicism Secrets channel, see you again.